As you can see, the state of the chamber is strong. We're doing so much that benefits Utah and benefits our businesses. We have a great deal to be proud of, thanks to everyone in this room that has made it possible. But at the same time, we have much more yet to do. I'm reminded of a story from some 8 centuries ago when a cathedral was being built in a small French village. Everyone was involved, from stonemasons to carpenters, from architects to tea ladies, and the whole process took over 100 years. One day, a visitor stopped in the city at the construction site, and seeing the people at work, proceeded to ask the villagers what they were doing. The carpenter told him, "I'm cutting boards to build the scaffolding." The stonemason said, "I'm shaping the stone for the foundations." The glass blower said, "I am making windows," and the architect said he was finalizing some changes to the plan. Finally, a visitor asked an old woman who was sweeping up debris in the courtyard what she was doing, and she said, "I am building a cathedral." At Staker Parson Companies, we supply construction materials and build strong foundations and the roads that connect us. We are part of this great community, working to build something even better and greater than our own business. We are working to build an economic cathedral, and we are all together working to build the Utah economy and to make it the strongest in the world. In this room, we have bankers, commercial property managers, healthcare professionals. We have builders, economists, and politicians, educators, executives, and attorneys. Each of us has a specialty, but we're all building the cathedral that is the Utah economy. As we build our cathedral, just like with any building, we must start with a strong foundation. Over the past several years, we have weathered a severe economic storm, but through these challenges, we have invested wisely, and we find ourselves perfectly positioned to accelerate out of the Great Recession. Our strong foundation was a key component of our performance during the downturn, and as we grow again, we must ensure that the foundation is solid, not only to support the growth that we see ahead, but also to prepare for difficulties that may lie even further down the road. As I like to say, the foolish man builds his house upon the sand, the wise man builds his house upon concrete. Now is the time to strengthen the foundations of Utah's economy. This is something easy to say, and it is harder to do. We need to understand some specific ways that the Chamber is helping to shore up the foundation of Utah's economy. There are 5 pillars that we are working on, and I'd like to share with you our thoughts on each of these. And the first pillar is workforce. All businesses need employees. They are the lifeblood of every successful organization. As business leaders, you understand the importance of surrounding yourselves with talented, skilled, and engaged employees. Utah's young, well-educated workforce is renowned across the nation and is a significant competitive advantage for businesses looking to grow in our state. Just look at some of the businesses that have decided to come to Utah or to expand here: Adobe, Twitter, and Goldman Sachs. I found it interesting recently when I learned that Salt Lake City is Goldman Sachs' largest operation in the Americas outside of New York and has become the most requested destination for their employees. The National Security Administration recently broke ground on the Utah Data Center. When completed, it will provide over 200 excellent full-time jobs for Utah workers and employ up to 10,000 construction workers building the facilities. These organizations see a foundation upon which they can build, and they're eager to grow right here in Utah. Of course, it's not all about the businesses that come to Utah. It's also about our homegrown businesses too. Overstock.com is growing. Fusion.io is growing. 1-800-CONTACTS is growing. So are Coherix, Merit Medical, and Ran Life. Just as our workforce is significant benefit to homegrown Utah companies and a beacon for those looking for refuge from bankrupt states with increasing tax rates, our commitment to developing and strengthening our workforce must be equally strong. As Utah's business leader, we will lead out on education and building our workforce. Business is education's biggest customer. Those who are students today will be employees, managers, and CEOs tomorrow. The Chamber has worked with other business, community, and education groups to lay the foundation of Prosperity 2020. This is the most significant business-led education initiative in the history of the state of Utah. We know that the path to enduring prosperity begins with education, and we will ensure that we have the workforce to propel Utah's economy for decades to come. The second pillar is infrastructure. Over the past several years, we've invested in our infrastructure, and we have seen the benefits to both business and to improved quality of life. Economic prosperity requires efficient transportation systems, and now is the time to continue to invest. We have greatly benefited from our foresight. Over 5 years ago, the Chamber led out on the 2015 Transportation Alliance, and as a result, we have many projects underway and will soon complete 70 miles of rail construction within a 7-year period. Indeed, Utah benefits from what Forbes calls the nation's swiftest commute. We are much better positioned to keep goods moving through our state, to keep people out of gridlock, and to enhance the quality of life at the crossroads of the West. But infrastructure includes much more than just transportation. To fulfill our economic potential, we must continue to improve the state's education, energy, and utility infrastructure. The third pillar is economic development. Low taxes, competitive energy rates, reasonable regulations, efficient infrastructure, a world-class workforce, and increased merchandise exports create the environment for economic success, and as a chamber, we're focused on all of these. But even as the economy recovers, too many Utahns, over 100,000, woke up this morning without a job. As a business community, we have no higher priority than putting those Utahns back to work. As Lane mentioned, we have a plan to create 150,000 jobs over the next 5 years. It is an ambitious plan, but working together, we will get there. The fourth pillar is business climate. I could have put the word Forbes on this pillar. Forbes loves Utah and has become a de facto cheerleader for our state. As I earlier mentioned, Forbes recently lauded Utah as the nation's swiftest commute. Last fall, they ranked Utah as the best state for business and careers. Other media outlets, including CNBC and Newsweek, have heaped praise on our state, with Newsweek calling Utah the economic Zion. We have worked hard to cultivate a business-friendly environment. Our efforts as a business community and as a chamber will continue to foster the world's best climate for business growth and success. The fifth pillar is professional development. The continued development of our workforce is key. Earlier this afternoon, Lane announced a new program called Chamber University that will help businesses develop the skills and harness the potential of their employees. Chamber University will help businesses of all sizes strengthen their teams as they learn skills that help them elevate their performance. Education cannot end with graduation. We all need to find a way to be better tomorrow than we are today. Our focus on workforce, infrastructure, economic development, business climate, and professional development serve as the foundation of our world-class economy and ultimately enhance Utah as the best place to do business, not just in the West, not just in the United States, but in the world. To get there, we must be proactive, we must be deliberate, and we must be strategic. My clarion call for you today is to do your part to build the world's strongest economy and to move forward positively into the future. Our chamber is the hub of business leadership. The close ties of business leaders speaking out with one voice, working with our elected officials, all plays an important part in achieving our goal. Your membership in the chamber, your participation and support are vital. It's no coincidence that our chamber's influence is proportional to the strength of our state's economy. Engaged business leaders are essential to our success. I would like to thank Lane and the tremendous chamber staff that he has assembled. I'd also like to thank the Executive Board and Board of Governors for their outstanding service and wise leadership. And I want to thank all chamber members who are involved in any capacity. Many serve on our task forces, on our committees, and we have dedicated leaders of each of these. Thank you for your time and commitment to helping make the chamber a successful business organization. Thanks to all of you here today for your support of the Salt Lake Chamber, and thank you for your role in helping to build our economic cathedral.